is Dan.
Bob.
And Dr. Aggro.
From GigaBoots.com. And welcome to GigaBoots Podcast Episode 27. Time to talk about the Wii U A Lot.
A precise, if not too imaginative name.
Parentheses, and there's also Fuse.
There you go.
Colon, The Reckoning. Or are we not...
No, wait. Didn't
we do that already?
Did you close
Yeah,
that parentheses before the colon? Or
I guess I didn't. This is going to look really dumb when I say
So Fuse The Reckoning, which is not its actual title, and then we'll close the parentheses.
We'll close the parentheses.
We'll put it out and say, like, is it a typo? No. Maybe it's part of an ARG, and we have to quickly throw up dummy websites to look like a puzzle, so we don't look like...
I so want to spend the next month making those.
Oh, yes.
For a game that... You know, I'm surprised, and we'll just go straight into this. I'm surprised Fuse is coming out first quarter next year.
I'm not.
It's just like, boom, here's this game out of nowhere. I'm like, Insomniac has a game that they showed off for the first time gameplay 3 months before it came out. What?
Yeah, that's definitely not good.
That's a first for them.
Yeah, from what I heard, like I heard the shift, the new game they made out of the old game.
Yeah, because
Something
it was
about
called
they got far enough. Yeah, Overstrike.
Overstrike.
They got far enough along in development and went, this isn't going to work. Like, these mechanics don't work. This game is broken as shit, and just stripped a few ideas out of it and made a new game.
See, here's the thing. Like, a lot of the ideas that were in the old trailer with the overly specific abilities to 4 different class types, those are kind of still here. It's just not stylized and super, comical in that Team Fortress 2 style, which that trailer did give off a very Team Fortress 2 meet the blah sort of humor to it. Because there was that main character who's completely been changed now.
Yeah. They tightened him up, make him look like a regular video game protagonist.
And he's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Aggro, you are the resident Insomniac fanboy.
We are in it's a deadlocked moon.
It is the end of this generation.
It is the season in which Insomniac turns into feral beasts for 3 nights. Their project managers drink the blood of children and go into the panic fury and start fucking up their games.
I didn't realize any of this was a thing.
Oh, yes.
Is this frequent?
If you've ever seen Ted Price without his shirt on, which, if not, I have some calendars to show you.
No,
you'll see several Slavic markings along his... I don't know why they did this. Like, changing the tone of a game happens. Changing art, style, dialogue. This was stupid.
Yeah.
Like, Overstrike looked interesting. All they did was gray up the game. Like, now it's grittier, and now it's more real, and now it's shittier and blander than it was before.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't even look like an Insomniac game in the least. I've never seen a game out of them. Like, Resistance. All 3 of them looked more like Insomniac games than this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this bleeds not being stylized. I don't know.
I mean, the weirdest part about this is that, in my opinion, EA has a special deal with them, so that way EA publishes the game, but Insomniac keeps the IP. Like, they got a special deal with them, so that way that's how the publishing goes. Which, as a lot of people know, that's not how publishing works at all, normally.
Right.
They do it as a sort of, okay, we'll pay for you to make this game, but we get to keep the IP.
Right.
And then they went and completely wasted the game like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they completely just ruined the value of the IP because it looks that generic. It's like, good job, guys. You got this super special setup, and now your game looks terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I can't...
Yeah, like, one of the most baffling things is what they did with all the characters. Like, they've all been turned from... They're before, like, almost comic book looking to now just... They all have the same exact uniform and different hair colors.
Yeah. And it's less that they change the tone of the game that bothers me. It's just what they changed it to specifically. There's no... I don't understand the logic behind it. It can't be a cash grab, like try to reach that audience, because that audience is reached by other games.
Right, that Call of Duty Battlefield sort of audience.
Like, clearly they think they can reach that, which is bizarre to me because they're already going too far away from that to actually do that.
Yeah.
Do it. It doesn't involve exact real replica weapons.
Mm-hmm.
That kills it already.
I mean, it's Insomniac, so the game may be fucking awesome.
Yeah, for all we know, this game could be a cool LAN party sort of game.
Like, maybe they did this on purpose for some reason. It's some kind of thing within the game, and it makes sense that they did this that we haven't seen yet. But right now, it's sitting in the deadlock box in my head.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to step back for a moment and apologize. I said it might be a pretty bitchin' LAN party game. Insomniac has never made a decent bit of network code in its entire life. So, I take that back. I'm sorry, listeners. I have lied to you.
They did say that there was local play available. I don't know if they were referring to LAN, like local network, or two-player.
Two-player split screen. Because that worked out in Resistance, too.
Not in 2.
No, it totally did work out in Resistance, too. Online, yeah.
Yeah.
With that two-player split screen. That was amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we basically came to the conclusion we have no idea why they did this. It looks completely insane.
Now,
None of this is...
I was a little freaked out. They said that... I don't think originally it was a third-person game. Now it's third-person, and now you also have some ability where you can switch between your partners, and they've even named that. And
yeah,
I'm like,
I forget the...
Is this Jericho?
Yeah.
I don't...
Yeah, I also was like, okay, well, wait, guys, if the whole point is that... Like, we learned this a long time ago. The whole point is each character's unique. You don't allow the player to switch. That ruins it. I guess you guys realize that...
And you even level up the characters and weapons, too, so it's like, I don't want to be doing that for every character, I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, I went through that. What game was that where it drove me nuts? Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. I hated managing 2 equipment lists. That just... Oh!
Yeah, I just, like, when I noticed... Because I played as... was it Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Charlotte, the whole game.
Jonathan!
So whenever Jonathan would start dying too frequently, when I trick him into running off ledges with a giant sword and killing everything down there till he died, when he died too quickly, I'm like, oh, I think he needs new armor. Go in, equip whatever I had laying around the bag.
Yeah, I'm so disinterested in this game, it concerns me. I've never been this disinterested in any product by Insomniac except for 4 for All or whatever.
All for One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's...
You have to wonder what the fuck's going on.
Insomniac has enough credit built up with me. Like, maybe they'll have, like, a pocket miracle and just, boom! Something that made this justifiable.
As I understand it, most of their exciting work is actually the smaller stuff that's taking off more profit-wise. Facebook games, mobile. Like that sort of thing. I mean, they opened up a whole new studio just for that, and I've been hearing glowing stuff about those endeavors of theirs. So, yeah, maybe they just can't do AAA anymore. Maybe that's the thing. Because, I mean, what's the name of that one? Full Frontal Assault. Between Full Frontal Assault, All for One, and... There was some other thing pretty recently, not Resistance 3, because I think Resistance 3 is a class product. But Insomniac's just got this really bad streak. Like, Full Frontal Assault's not... Like, you're kind of dragging Ratchet and Clank down with that, in my opinion. Like, as a game, it's okay, but that just seems like you spoiled your IP there. Kind of like Harmony of Despair, that game for Castlevania. I'm not going to describe it with words. I'm just saying that seems like a misstep with the Castlevania IP because it's so much worse than a product based on Castlevania that is that sort of product. Could be, you know? Just Full Frontal Assault, I guess that does have the single player we have yet to try.
Does it?
Uh-huh. Apparently that's going to have a single player.
Huh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay.
And that it probably won't play like a Dota or a MOBA. Yeah. We'll just have to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they've made smaller downloadable games before that were really good.
Yeah, Quest for Booty was awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
But, I don't know. Like, no. I'm worried about Insomniac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always worried about Insomniac. It's just like...
This entire generation has been like...
They're brilliant, but every now and then
Insomniac
they
is
just turn around and say something incomprehensibly terrifying. What?
I didn't know they said Resistance 2.
Yeah, Resistance... Well,
People who can say that should be
opened
shot
their
in the
mouth
streets.
And it sort of came out. It's like, okay, imagine it in a comic book panel. And Insomniac turns around, and in the speech bubble is Resistance 2.
Yeah. And then in my speech bubble is like some scratchy saying, and a pound sign, and a skull. And then an exclamation point. But, okay, I think we covered Fuse. Any last comments, guys?
One saving grace.
Yeah.
They spelled it with an S.
Yeah.
Thank God.
They did? I thought it was a Z for some
It's an
reason.
S.
Okay.
It is an S.
I checked. That was concern one, like, oh, they changed the name. What to? Fuse. Did they spell it with an S or a Z? I think it's an S. You better make goddamn sure.
Better be a fucking S. Well, we're going to take a break real quick, and we'll come right back with the roundtable on the Wii U. Stick around! Hey, and welcome back. I'm really glad you stuck around. So, guys...
Is there something about taking a break that makes you want to have sex with our audience?
In the sense that taking a break is something that I get to do while I engage the audience. Yes, a little bit. But in any case, about the Wii U. Let's talk about the Wii U, guys. Mm-hmm. So, Nintendo unveiled the price. Let's go ahead and hit that up first.
Yep.
$300 for an 8 gig white model. And then the superior black model with its 32 gigs, Nintendo Land.
I thought Nintendo was subtly racist with their hardware.
32 gigs, Nintendo Land, and what's that thing called? Nintendo
weird Gold membership or something? I don't know.
Nintendo Premium Network membership, Third Reich. Whatever. In any case, yeah, it's...
I remember, it was the black model, the Nintendo Land...
The stand for your...
Right,
you get the stand for your... The stand for your gamepad, so that way games that use the gamepad in a specific way, where you don't want to hold it, you want to use a normal controller, well, it gives you information, you can stand that up and then use the normal controller. E.g. Monster Hunter and nothing else. In case you haven't seen the images, that's how Monster Hunter uses it.
Huh. That's kind of nifty.
I was like, a stand? What? What could even fucking... And then I saw the Monster Hunter image within the hour, and I'm like, okay, there, yeah. Man, that's dumb. You turned it into a really expensive DS that's on the other side of the room.
You know what amazes me about Monster Hunter?
Huh.
It's Monster Hunter 3G and not 4.
It's Monster Hunter Tri 3G, yeah. For the 3DS and Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's special.
It is. Monster Hunter is special.
What was the subtitle? Because remember, it was like Monster Hunter 3 something.
Well, it's Monster
edition.
Hunter Tri 3G. I think it's just Monster Hunter Tri 3G. I think.
Reggie called it 3.
Yeah, well, there's a G in there because they're stupid. Who knows? Maybe there isn't a G in the
anyway,
States. But that's not the point. The two price points are $350 for the black model with 32 gigs and that thing Bob and I can't remember the name of, which we'll get to in a moment. And then the...
Can you describe it?
In a moment. And then there's the white one that's 8 gigabytes of storage and no game. Or stand.
Or stand. Just get the lesser white model and that's it.
The inferior white model with its weak bladder. Stupid white model.
I was imagining a Wii U getting nervous and piddling on the carpet.
I saw that video once for a PS3. Yeah, Ben Heck made a mod of the 360 where it fit in a laptop, and then he made the PS3 piss itself. But in any case, so this Nintendo Club thing, we'll cover that before we discuss the price. The Nintendo Club thing is ambiguous what it's about, but it's going to be a membership thing. It's going to last 2 years, apparently, and it's going to give you a discount on DLC, some sort of bonus for buying DLC towards future DLC.
Yeah, they made it sound like not a discount initially, like literally you buy something and that gives you points to use on the next thing you buy.
They listed a 10% discount off of specific items. Yeah, they were mentioning this on the Japanese meeting.
The Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reggie was super vague on it when it was.
Yeah, I mean, the Japanese one was pretty vague too, but they were listing as an example of one of the things it will, probably, should, will, might, maybe, could, possibly,
Right.
potentially do is 10% discount on items, and then if you buy DLC, it goes towards future DLC, kind of like one of those buy 9 subs, get 10th free sort of dealies. So those are the 2 price points. Those are the 2 form factors. As a real quick note, so that way we're perfectly clear on this, because Bob didn't know by the end of that meeting, and Aggro probably doesn't know either. Storage. You can plug a hard drive or a flash drive into the USB and fucking store your games on it.
What?
Or SD card.
You can just use third-party storage on the Wii U.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a big step up for them.
Yeah, and that's exactly why there's only 8 or 32 gigs. You can hook up to a 3 terabyte drive into this. They specifically said it will go up to 3 terabytes.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see like even a press release from
Hot
Reggie
damn.
himself saying, "Yeah, we aren't trying to make a profit off of decreasing
That's
value."
bullshit.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
But
at
you
least
know,
they try to go with that.
they're like, let's roll with it.
That's fantastic.
I honestly hope the PS3 or PS4 and 362 do that too. Because they can get the console cheaper that way. And that's what I want. I don't want to... I mean, what are the odds that you're going to completely fill up 8 or even 32 gigs within a short amount of time after the launch of a next-gen console? I mean, with the PS4...
It's not like the PS3 where it's, oh, every game needs to install 4 gigabytes.
Yeah, no, nothing's going to be like that ever again. Which reminds me, I'm probably the only person on the internet who did the fucking math, but apparently the Wii U drive, since it is a Blu-ray drive, it's a proprietary Blu-ray drive, so that way they don't have to pay licensing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's
another
a Blu-ray drive.
It's another trick like they pulled with the GameCube and the Wii, where it's not a DVD, so they don't have to pay licensing. Go fuck yourself.
Nice.
Yeah, they pay some company to invent a proprietary way to... Yeah, in any case... It's Blu-ray, basically, 25 gigs per disc, but more importantly, it's a 5X Blu-ray drive. In our PS3s, we have a 2X. So that's why we have slower load speeds than a 360. This thing's going to read at somewhere around 170% the speed of a 360 and 2.5 times the speed of a PS3. So we've mitigated a lot of the loading that we've had to deal with this gen right there.
That's good.
It is very good. Because
I heard
that's
they
why
said-
so many games install.
Now it has like 1 gigabyte for games and 1 gigabyte for OS.
Yeah, that's what the RAM is.
RAM.
Yeah. So that's cool. I mean, you have twice as much RAM as current gen consoles.
Right.
I mean, the problem is that the PS4 and 362 are probably going to have 4 gigs, maybe 8.
Right.
Yeah, which, I mean, if you ask me and everyone else who read that when they said, yeah, it's going to be 4 gigs or 8, and that leaked, that's stupid. That's stupid low. RAM's ridiculously cheap. There was a deal on Newegg for 32 gigs of RAM for $60.
Mm-hmm.
That's this year.
Yeah.
That's a consumer buying RAM this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're out of the age of extremely proprietary, super specific, and weird architectures. So it's kind of weird that they would only have 4 and 8 gigs. I mean, it's a closed box system, so you can do a lot cooler stuff memory management wise.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. What I'm saying here basically is we could see, those rumors could be wrong. We could be seeing much larger RAM boxes in the PS4 and 362. And then we look at the Wii U with its 1 gig of RAM for games, and it's like, dude, we can't even...
Yeah.
I can hold your game like 10 times over in the PS4. What?
The way you're talking about it is actually reminding me of how the hurricane reporters were before the hurricane hit. It's like, well, we think it's going to hit here, but really, it could just turn around and just totally become a Category 3.
I actually, that's pretty apt comparison there, because rumor mongering and discussions of rumors on next-gen consoles is kind of like meteorology. It's half science, half complete bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the 2 price points. $300 for the cheaper 8 gig one, no game. 32. What are you giggling about?
the cold front that is Xbox 720.
And that's gonna cause a high pressure zone
It's right
in
there.
my house. Rips on fans.
Dan, is there a piece of gaming hardware you are not sexually excited by?
The Wii U. I'm intrigued by the Wii U. I want somebody else to get it.
You're a little Wii curious?
Yes. I want somebody else to get it. I want to cover games on it. I want to see what it's capable of. I don't give a shit to own it. Honestly, if I didn't run GigaBoots.com right now, I probably wouldn't play games as much. Except for the game Bunny Must Die, which was delightful. Though I wish it steered more towards, like Bob and I agree, we wish it steered more for Castlevania and less for Metroid. Because there are certain things about Metroid that were never good. Eric's like, no! Flips table, drives to Niceville. Everything is beautiful about Metroid! Throws me off bridge. Oh no, he died. Now who will spread my message? Single tear as the sun sets. So away from that, what do you guys think about the price points? $300 for a Wii U. $178 if you need a new gamepad.
Well, that's in Japan. I hear to get one in the U.S., you actually need to contact
Customer
support.
Yeah.
And
It'll probably be about
probably
that
be
much.
that
anyways.
or more. But
That or more, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So in any case, $300 for the Wii U, guys. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on those price points?
I honestly thought it was just ridiculous when I first heard it. Then I was like, then I looked at the prices of 360s currently, and I was like, oh, a Kinect with 4 gigabyte Xbox is $300.
Yeah, that's the number one reason why I'm kind of pissed about this gen. Like, this point in last gen, shit was cheap.
Right? I mean, I think that the 300 at that point where other companies are still selling them for this much, I guess that makes sense.
Aggro?
I've never had much of an opinion on the price of hardware.
Yeah.
It's never mattered one way or the other. Like, if I'm going to buy the hardware, well, shit, it's really expensive.
Yeah, that's sort of. I mean, we're PS3 fanboy. Well, I wouldn't say you're totally a fanboy. I'm not a fanboy. I just have one still. Because, like, here's the thing. I'm always open to the 360. It's just there isn't enough there to compel me to get one. Because I have a PS3 and I have a high-end PC.
Right.
Well, it was high-end when I got it. It's a really good PC now. Like, it's funny. I hear people who have, like, cards significantly older than mine that are like, yeah, I still got a good graphics card. It's a blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, I don't even think my graphics card is definably good nowadays. And yours is just, oh, my God. Atop what high mountain peak do I stand looking down at the world? But, yeah, I mean, I still approach hardware that's sort of thought. I mean, I have a Vita. I mean, I just looked at the Vita. Is it something I want? Then I will save up for it.
Right.
So when it comes to the Wii U, it's not something I really want. So $300 does seem a bit high. I appreciate what they did with the plugging in external storage. That's fucking genius. And they certainly have enough RAM in the system for downloadable games and such where read speeds on external drives aren't going to be that much of an issue. Just because external USB drives, whether flash or otherwise, should be able to read, above a certain threshold. Above the level that the Vita's memory card does, for whatever fucking reason. Yeah, that still pisses me off. But in any case, so I think that's genius. I'd love to see the other two companies take that approach, but $300 still seems a whole hell of a lot when you don't have really compelling experiences to show off at people.
That's true. This doesn't really have a launch game that's like, oh, go buy this. But I mean, the console launches, I look back on them, like, there wasn't something that was like, oh my God, I need this.
Here's the thing, though. With Sony, like, the E3 leading into the PS3 launch, there kind of was, because they were like, here's Uncharted and Heavenly Sword and all this other stuff that's coming out next year. And it was like, whoa, that looks badass. And then Lair came out.
But
Lair.
That's true. We did see a lot more that was future.
Yeah, it was like, here's our launch titles. And they had, like, Man, Sony had a lot of
Garbage.
like if you no, like they had Genji and then MotorStorm and there are like one or two other titles straight out of Sony. They had that Untold Legends game.
Genji.
Yeah, a good one if they made it.
They didn't finish the one they released.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It almost seems like Nintendo has only showed off 2 games from them, unless we're counting Platinum games, which is 4.
Well,
because they showed
if
off
we're counting everything they're publishing, there's also the other thing, or the
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden, and that sort of thing. And I think they're publishing that new Warriors game too. Yeah, they're
the level. That's the level we're at. Well, Nintendo paid them, so they made this game,
right? I don't think that we should count that. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So we're gonna throw Ninja Gaiden out. We're gonna throw out.
Why are we not counting?
Well, see, Nintendo's publishing those, but Ninja Gaiden and Musou Orochi. What is that one called?
Musou Orochi 3 Special or something.
Right.
Not only should we throw that out, I don't know how dumb its name is, but Ninja Gaiden 3 already came out on other platforms, and it is slightly better edition with slicing off limbs and blood and play as a Yane.
Yeah.
Is there anything I missed?
There are several other features I noticed back at E3, but no, they aren't bringing up. But I guess we won't go into those.
No, I'm curious. We need to.
All
have
right.
some
It looked like they fixed the magic system, turned it back to the old one instead of always having that weird fire dragon thing.
Yeah, I guess they don't want to talk about what was wrong with the other game.
They want to release it and be like, it's good now.
This is our best version, and this is why the other one sucked. Like, you want to say that right before launch.
So everyone bought it? Okay, yeah, we're sorry. That game was terrible.
What else? Oh, right. Actually having all the weapons. They even show off the new staff and stuff.
Oh, yeah, because they had that shitty, weird release system.
Yeah.
Yeah. But avoiding that, we should discount Ninja Gaiden and Musou Orochi 3 Special Golden The Chosen Arena. Because those games are existing experiences on other platforms, and those are not necessarily compelling things to bring you to the Wii U. Not only do they not do anything overly specific with the platform, like, look, this is the gamepad doing something brilliant. Which reminds me, real quick, as a real quick side note, Skylanders and Rayman had that NFC thing stripped out of them. Well, there are no launch games using NFC.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense with Skylanders, though.
Because you have to use the gamepad.
Move them, yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to take out
know what
NFC
means?
Nope.
Near field communications chip. It's that sort of chip they have on credit cards where you can commute. Yeah. So they were planning on Rayman and Skylanders to use that at first, but then they realized if they put that on the gamepad, then they're not going to be able to use the gamepad.
Right. Hold the gamepad very steadily while your Skylanders figure sits on it.
Oh no, he fell. He's dead forever.
The game crashed. We didn't think you'd drop it. What, do you have, palsy?
Oh, wow. It just jumps.
Well, not only that, you've taken the software in a console back to 2001. You disconnected the what? The internet? I don't even know what that is. But in any case, discounting that, we have Bayonetta 2, we have Nintendo Land, New Super Mario Bros. Is it Wii U or just U? Whatever.
Yeah, just U.
Okay, New Super Mario Bros. U. Mm-hmm. New Super Mario Bros. Us. New Super Mario Bros. Us's. This is getting out of control, guys. But yeah, New Super Mario Bros. U, Nintendo Land, Bayonetta 2, which was announced, and Wonderful 101. Are there any other, like, and I'm counting the Platinum Games ones as shysterly as that is, because those are exclusive, and those are new titles. And they are,
Okay, so we're not even going over what's Nintendo doing. We're just going over what's exclusive to it. Is it worth buying?
Yeah, I'm sort of looking at like what's this platform got? What have they shown me? And why should I be interested?
There's I'm personally excited about that. Looks like a lot of fun. But you know, as far as the launch of this console goes, it's we do have to remember a couple of things here. Well, really one thing with a couple of consequences. It's a Nintendo console. So yeah, those third-party games that have been on other consoles being on a Nintendo console again, I think that is, especially for Nintendo fans, a big plus for the Wii U. Also, it's a Nintendo console. You don't necessarily buy it for what's on it at launch. You buy it because there's going to be a Zelda game on it, and there's going to be a Mario game on it.
Here's the thing. The people I know, generally, in fact, maybe even all of them this applies to, people I know who buy Nintendo consoles because they will have a Mario and because they will have a Zelda, kind of wait until that happens. Because I know the reason why I was like, oh, GameCube, yeah, bro, let's GameCube on launch day is because I had Smash Bros. One month later. That was amazing. And honestly,
Smash Brothers sold that console.
As much as people will rag on it, including myself, Luigi's Mansion actually was really neat because we hit a new level in graphics technology and physics and gameplay where it was like, whoa, suction, what? I mean, it was kind of really neat to... Like, it was a super pretty game. It was different. It was a very different game. So I was interested in that and Pikmin. And Pikmin turned out badass, and Pikmin turned out badass. So
wasn't there a Rogue Squadron game on the GameCube early on?
Yeah.
That was the best Rogue Squadron.
It was.
It was.
Wow.
Oh, that game.
I can't tell if you're lying to me.
No! That game was amazing. What happened to Lair? It should have been that with dragons!
Seriously.
Do you know how...
Who's making Lair? Fuck yeah, Lair sucks. Oh my. We're going out of business now. Oh my.
In some other universe, it was like, whoa, they're making a game with dragons? That's awesome! And then the review right before launch, guess what, bitches? Space dragons!
Like, to explain Lair to people who never had to play it, I always use the example of we used a few connections and a couple of systems on the PS3 so we could play Lair on the TV using the PSP. And it controlled better than Lair did naturally.
Wait a second. Do we have a new version of Remote Play on the Vita that actually uses both analog sticks yet?
Oh my god.
Huh.
We need to retry Lair.
You know they've written the patch where you can just use a controller regularly,
Yeah,
right?
they did that.
Yeah, like...
we should Let's Play Lair! That's fucking perfect. That's way better than Metal Gear Solid 4.
We got a friend who had Lair, and he wouldn't admit that it sucked. He's like, no, there's good here. There's value in Lair. And it's like, he came up to me one day, he's like, they had a patch where you can use sticks. I'm like, nobody cares anymore. It's too fucking late.
Yeah, that took, what, 10 months?
Yeah, it was at least, it might have been a full year.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we released a patch. You guys still have jobs?
And then that didn't turn out to be... I like how they were making a Wii game shortly thereafter.
And people were like, is it Kid Icarus?
Yeah. No! Kid Icarus doesn't deserve this! Keep Pit away! Unless he's in space.
Space Pit!
So much. We just covered so much.
Yes.
Okay, so...
I still stand by that Lair was terrible, even without that control scheme.
I mean, you're probably right. I played it such a short amount of time that my reaction was solely, I wish this wasn't me tilting a controller and doing stupid shit in midair to do things that would be simple as individual buttons.
If Lair was built correctly, that game would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's no reason flying around on a dragon killing dudes should ever not be fucking awesome.
You'd think. You would.
In any case, Wii U, looking at the price points, I can say 300's low enough. It's not that point where I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's not that whole the $500.
It's not connecting out.
Or I don't think this is even the level of what they did with the 3DS, because a lot of people were really worried they were going to do that again.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the hardware it comes with and the price it's at, which is kind of hard. Like, I'll go into that in a moment. But if you look at it as that, 300's, they did a good job. The reason why that's kind of hard is they kind of have like a $150 controller that is just full of these expensive technologies because it's doing this one specific thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely where all the price is going.
Yeah.
But I guess it's nifty. I support this a lot more than full motion gaming, because Jesus,
so wait,
shaking...
you support that more than the Move? You support the gamepad more than the Move.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go into that. Why?
Because that's actually... You
Tactile.
get a real controller. Yeah, you get a real controller, has buttons and everything, and then it also has the new stuff. And the new stuff doesn't seem like it'll just be outright broken.
The new stuff's a touchscreen.
Right, the touchscreen.
you
So it's
can't-
not really new, so we know, okay, the DS did all this. This was cool. I like selecting my attacks like this. I like drawing a stupid picture.
Yeah. I mean, though we aren't going to have a game near launch that remotely supports 2 gamepads, it is cool to think of a Pokemon Stadium game where you and your friend have 2 gamepads.
That would be amazing.
Hope you have
They
a
could have
3DS.
fucking done that on the Wii with DSs, but
Yeah.
honestly, if a good Pokemon Stadium came out on the Wii U and it supported the 3DS hooking up, and you're in your game, in your 3DS, hooking up with the game, and it did really cool stuff with you selecting, I would have been there. I would get a 3DS at that point. Granted that there's a second model. That's better. That doesn't have 3D! I want to buy 2DS! Charge me $50 less! But, yeah, I don't think the price is too bad. I think they've done a pretty good job there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to take a break real quick? Just because, I mean, it's pretty hot.
And it's getting hotter.
Okay, and we're back. So yeah, you need the tangible feedback of a touchscreen, and you prefer that the things are more moderate in your control and innovation, so that way it doesn't completely shatter pre-existing game types. Is that
I guess that's a way to phrase it. I mean, I want to have
It sounded like
newer
more of just a preference thing rather than an existential crisis over a movement controller.
Right. I mean, it's more of I don't like having a button that's instead of a button you shake the controller, like say Super Mario Wii.
Yeah, no. Okay, that's like the one good game that does that, because
Donkey Kong Country.
I fucking
Returns.
hate that game.
Yeah.
That game is so shit.
Okay.
Because they did that. That's half of the game. At least in Mario Galaxy, you're not spinning everywhere. Donkey Kong, yeah, that's what you fucking did. You fucking cartwheel everywhere. So you're like shaking it like a fucking retard. Like the John Trudge review couldn't be more accurate. It took fucking rocket scientists to figure out nothing. Like shaking a fucking controller is more responsive than hitting a goddamn button. And like, that whole game was just been fucking saved. It was just a fucking button. Because it wasn't even like they had that many functions. Which half of the Wii's controllers problems when it comes to motion controls isn't that people were using motion controls instead of buttons. It's that the fucking default controller only had 3 fucking buttons you could use.
Well, yeah, but then they had the other controller that had all the buttons.
Yeah.
No one used it.
Yeah. You think maybe there's a reason here that the de facto controller is the one that everyone developed for? Maybe. Just possibly. Because no one likes going out buying a $40 controller and a $10 attachment for it. That they just want to buy one $50 controller.
Yeah, but
That's
did
what I'm
bundles
saying.
with the controller for games that did use it, and the game was then $50 still.
Like the nunchuck?
No, like
No,
the Pro with the Monster Hunter.
Well, that can't do motion control at all. So clearly
Exactly.
that's
I'm saying just
that's the problem.
nerf the motion controllers out.
Nerf them out?
Yes.
That's
Nerf
not
them out.
nerfing. That's
No,
removing.
That's when you realize that class is unbalanced completely. You just take it, get rid of it. Orcs are not in Warcraft 3 anymore.
Oh, okay.
I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of motion control development on the Wii U.
It does seem
I don't
like
think it's
they're-
going to be pronounced because I mean, like the Wiimotes all work because of the
You're right, because they
Right.
want them to.
it
And
works with the Wii games. I think they said, does it?
yeah,
Well, it also works with Wii U.
yeah, they
There's an IR bar on the
no,
fucking
I'm
game.
saying like I think it's there for the backwards compatibility.
No, there's an IR bar on the gamepad too.
huh?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, remember the golf thing they showed off where they were like lines up gamepad, it has a picture of a golf ball.
Oh,
and
I see. Yeah. Okay.
That's how that was done.
Okay.
Yeah, so they sort of the whole Wii U thing reeks to me of like they don't want to go for the hardcore and they don't want to go for the casual, so they're doing this weird amalgam of,
Yeah, like I
let's
think
please
it's actually,
everyone.
Well, I see. I think it's less fractured than that. I think it's a rather sensible idea of, well, yeah, we still have all this gimmicky shit, but other than that, we like get a Pro controller because our shit can actually do things. properly.
And now that controller is no longer like a weird attachment to your Wii remote.
And a shitty controller design in general.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the least comfortable controllers I've used.
At least
I was
they
watching
fixed
that
it with
conference,
that,
and they did the Black Ops game. And one guy's holding the gamepad, and the other guy's got a controller. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Show me that.
Oh, just what that guy with the gamepad was doing?
No, the guy who had a regular controller.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen it yet.
Right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They showed those at E3, and it was like, oh, it's an Xbox controller. Okay, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the most comfortable controller. Good job, guys.
And it has a real D-pad on this one, because they're Nintendo. They can do that, apparently.
It's like, we can make the oh god, they did a thing during the conference. Reggie, said like, oh, the Wii invented motion gaming. I'm like, no, Reggie, no, it didn't. You people need to stop saying that.
It invented that gyroscope flavored one.
Fucking, what was it? The Pelican on the 64?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it invented the...
It made everyone want motion controlling, I guess.
So, it sold the U.S. public and
it
the
told
world.
everyone to want motion gaming.
And they did for 3 years solid, and then nothing. And then absolutely nothing.
No, then after that, the other guys are like, we got ours out, and no one cared.
Hey, no, Kinect's selling like...
Is it still selling?
It's still selling.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I haven't seen games come out for it in the
Right?
NBA Baller Beats, Bob.
NBA Baller. You are right.
Because Penny Arcade's got their shit together. We should all know NBA Baller Beats is the shit.
I haven't actually seen gameplay of it, but conceptually it sounds interesting.
It sounds interesting, but it's for the Kinect, so I can't really see a strong game coming out of it because of that response time lag.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw Kinect and I was like, that's amazing, and then I found out about the lag and I'm like, ugh, because...
Yeah, everything I saw from the Kinect was like, oh, this will be better in its second iteration.
Uh-huh. That's why I'm more interested in the next Xbox than the current Xbox, because you could, if you just have a fucking... If you have enough processing cores on top of that...
Just bucket of cores, just pour that shit on there.
It's just a fucking bucket of corks.
Eventually cores are going to start fractaling, because we're going to have, like the 10 core, we're just going to stop. Then we're going to have, like, the dual 10 core.
We thought we were going that way for a while. In
Yeah.
fact, remember that PC you got that had 64-bit OS support, and then you got 64-bit OS?
Yeah, I remember that.
Good times. In any case, that was a Pentium D. That is what you just described. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's dual core. As in, we took two processors and sort of stuck them together. It's kind of dual core. It's got two of
There
them.
are two things in it.
There are two.
We are legally allowed to call it dual. Please don't sue us, Konami, over Yu-Gi-Oh! Rights.
Oh man, now I thought of an Intel ad with now it's time to do dual core.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Wow.
thank you,
You're welcome.
Aggro. But Aggro, what are your thoughts on the gamepad versus motion control, real quick? Just from what you've seen at the conference and just
I
yeah.
don't know, that's kind of an apples to oranges thing. As far as the gamepad goes, from what I've been reading and from what I've been hearing, I think I'm a lot more optimistic about the gamepad than a lot of people. Like, that's a cool thing. Like, I remember back at the E3 where they showed a guy, like, swiping ninja stars off of it, and everybody's like, that's really shitty. I'm like, wait, this could be awesome. And then they started showing Zombie U videos. And it was like, holy shit, someone did it right immediately.
Yeah, I think Zombie U's the only game I've seen on the Wii U where I'm like, that is actually a game changer. That affects the gameplay in the right
They
way.
used it properly.
Because, like, you got all those Rayman things and the new Super Mario Bros. U, and it's like, no, that's affecting the game wrong.
Yeah,
that is
you're
perverse.
just piling shit on. You need to have this work in the game.
Yeah, the game design needs to complement the gamepad properly, not just
Right.
we allow this guy to dick around with the game.
Yeah, not that halfway shit. Like, I will also enjoy when you just completely ease off the gamepad and just, I don't know, give me some information. Maps, readouts, inventories, thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I also love that.
I hear
use.
that they're getting Alien Cloning Marines, and that the lead platform is the Wii U now, or something like that.
Yeah,
And I would love to have the little alien tracker going on
Shit,
there.
yeah, that noise coming out of it.
Yeah.
that does seem pretty cool.
Yeah.
Darksider's probably not going to use it that well.
I don't think so.
Probably
Like
not.
like it's Zombie U, I do love how it actually it not only for the gameplay but for the genre, the horror. It's actually a horror game.
Yeah.
And they add to that with having to look away from the screen onto the gamepad to look at shit. Like the one example when he's doing the keypad, you have to look at the gamepad to unlock the door, and the television, the camera turns to behind you because the zombies are coming up behind you, and you keep looking back and forth, and like I think you have to do your inventory on the gamepad too, and you're just fucking shit.
I mean, and that properly complements the game design. I would like to see that sort of thing not only in types of games like that, but other genres, perhaps more digitally distributed indie games could better use that.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see what the indie crowd does with this weird thing.
Because I hope that they're easy, or that they
Nintendo seems
I don't know
like
what the
they
bar
really
for entry will be on the indie crowd for a Nintendo console.
Nintendo kind of seems like they're easier to work with now than they used to be because they're worried. It's fucking apparent after the 3DS. I mean, they just fucking paid for Bayonetta 2. They're worried. But yeah,
they showed off that Metroid attraction for Nintendo Land. One of the things I noticed when he was flying the ship with the gamepad is that he was tilting the gamepad to fine-tune aiming, which is something shooters will do on the Vita. And it works very well. Like that Golden Abyss demo, when you're sniping, to be able to fine-tune your aiming by tilting subtly is a beautifully... tactily, it feels great.
Yeah, I agree. Gravity Rush does the same thing, and I thought that's that nice additional layer. Like, it isn't so strong that you tilt it slightly, and so it's a nice way to... Because with your arm, like the human arm, you can move your wrist, you can move your forearm, you can move your whole arm.
I didn't realize I was doing it for a while. Until, I took a step back and noticed, because, I'm, like, moving the thing around to try and get angles naturally, and it was actually working.
Yeah. It's actually pretty cool, and I do like that demo did that, but at the same time, I thought that demo was really lame. Personally. My personal opinion on the gamepad itself is that we already have the dual screen sort of thing on the DS. So from a conceptual level, it just seems like Nintendo did the exact same thing with 3D on the 3DS that they did with dual screens on the DS. They took it to the opposite market space and said, okay, this isn't being done here, like 3D's on a TV. Okay, let's do that on portable. Okay, dual screens being done on portable, so let's take that to the TV, see what we can do. It seems like they were like, we got all these pieces, what do we do for our next console? Switch them around. Oh shit, that'll fuck with them! Okay, here we go, this one does 3D, that one's got 2 screens. Fuck y'all!
I don't know, the move feels less arbitrary than that to me.
You think?
I do. Like, I look at the gamepad and how they're developing the idea, the asynchronous gameplay is the buzzword they keep using.
Yeah.
And it...
No. Asymmetrical. Asynchronous means
you're
playing
asymmetrical.
it.
Yeah, it's
no, asynchronous. You're going to be playing by yourself, and other people come later.
Like, I'll do some gamepad shit when you come home tomorrow.
Who left the fucking gamepad under the couch? It is broken.
It seems a lot more well thought out.
Asynchronous. It's broken. You'll never play it again.
Like, the whole concept seems more deliberate than the Wii did to me. The Wii seems like they had an idea and no one stopped them, and they got really lucky that it worked very well.
The Wii seems like a cash grab. Like an effective cash grab. That's all it really ever seemed like to me. Like, they were like, oh my god, fucking the general public. Well, they'll buy this. They'll fucking buy it. They'll buy it once, and then never again, but they'll buy it once!
I love how Reggie said, we're not packaging Wiimotes in with the Wii U because everybody fucking has a Wiimote.
Yeah.
Shit, I've got a Wiimote. I don't even have a Wii.
Dude,
I have a Wiimote.
Do you still have your Wiimote?
Yeah, it's right over there. It's in that drawer. Yep.
Sweet.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got a Wiimote.
Shit, I'll
Probably
have to get
not.
Wii Motion Plus.
Yeah, not Wii Motion Plus, but we've got Wiimotes. But yeah, I mean, that's my sort of opinion on it. They were sort of like, okay, this dual screen thing, it offers things gameplay. We need to do something interesting with our next-gen console. It would be pretty cool if we could bring this dual-screen gameplay over there. I'm not saying it's a bad decision because that's how they arrived at it. I'm saying that's pretty... In my opinion, I think that's obviously how they arrived at that conclusion because that is a very different style of gameplay from even the Vitas. Like, the Vita's touchscreen elements. Which I like on the Vita, the sort of, like... way touchscreen will be implemented because it adds even more buttons, and I fucking love buttons. They're like, and then just tap the lower right to reload, which is right next to your thumb, so it's a lot easier than... The rear touchpad's fucking stupid.
Well, yeah.
That could be its own round table. Hey guys, how fucking stupid is
I can't hate the touchpad because one of the first things I played in the Vita was Escape Plan, and it used it really well.
Oh, wait. Shit, that Media Molecule game.
Tearaway.
Yes.
That's gonna use it.
Oh, I can't wait
pretty
for
interesting. I like that idea because that's that isn't... It's not that it couldn't be done on a button. It's just it's going to feel a lot better when you just tap the back of it to bounce up the ground in platform properly.
I mean, it
because
looks like there were things that were doing you couldn't do as a button, like actually dragging your finger around.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm just saying, even that functionality that I was describing there, it's better than, hit circle and then... Because that would just seem weird, wouldn't it? Like, hit circle and then these trampoline things... They throb for some reason.
Throb.
Why are they doing that?
So, the gamepad. Two things that I'm worried about with it.
Yeah.
Because it's unknown factors. I don't know how heavy it is. And
pretty fucking.
It's wider than a normal controller.
I can actually tell you.
So all of my learned postures are going to be just different enough to be noticeably uncomfortable while I adjust.
Well, I'm not sure that you've ever held one or messed with one ever, but it's as heavy as the first iPad. So it's not light by any means. It's a pretty...
Yeah, like
it's probably better for it to be
a
bit weightier, I think.
I don't know. There are joysticks and buttons on it. I don't think over a pound is where you want that to be at
We'll
that
just
size.
have to see on long-term use how it feels.
Well, yeah, I mean, not only that, the distribution of weight could drastically change this.
It could.
Yeah, like one of the runs of the first DS. Like, your and my fat DS were very different. Mine was balanced wonderfully. Yours was top-heavy and hurt to play.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was just like, your guys' hands not hurt? No, why? And I held your DS. Jesus Christ, Dan!
I keep Oreos in it. How? Oh my god, how do I fit Oreos in there?
I've been living in a fevered Oreo dispenser dream.
One nice thing I liked was what they did with the Wii U pad. I didn't think that they would actually pull off. With that new Call of Duty game, they actually showed doing two-player with one guy just fully down on the pad itself, and the other guy using the TV.
And I'm gonna say that is fucking genius. Like, I mean, this may seem fucking stupid, and I may look like an asshole. That's the best use.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
really good two-player.
And that's even better than just being really good two-player. I was telling him this the other day. It's also asymmetrical gameplay, because the guy with the gamepad can still screen cheat.
Yeah, he can screen cheat. I'm like, that's going to be a very intimate social dynamic thing of, like, you know which one of you is better, because he's the one that doesn't get to screen cheat. Like, when do I get the big TV when you can best me with
like
screen cheat?
The end of Predator. That guy's so much more hardcore than the thing with all the technology. He's just running around. Oh! Yeah, I honestly think that got me a little excited about Black Ops 2.
It's actually a very different dynamic with competitive, because in co-op, it's the better guy who has the small screen, because he has to look up and like, where are you? Like, look at the screen. God, go left. God damn it. Follow me.
Yeah, so that way he can keep a beat on him. I have to wonder if Borderlands is going to come to the Wii U at any point in time.
That would be really cool.
That would be really, really cool, because there's no reason the Wii U...
I'm
okay,
terrified
there may be a
just
reason.
A claptrap robot on the gamepad screen at all times, not shutting the fuck up.
There might be a reason that the Wii U couldn't run Borderlands 2. It just depends on how much.
Extreme.
It just depends on how much the processor's doing, because the processor in the Wii U isn't as powerful as the PS3 and the 360. Because those things are processor beasts, especially the PS3. It's funny because when you group them together, they're athletes, right? It's like you're saying they're athletes, but one of them just runs recreationally, and the other he's a fucking Olympian. Like they're strong guys. One of them can, open a pickle jar like easily, and the other one can make a pickle jar easily. Crushes sand glass
like, out of the fear of lesser men. He just squeezes them until a pickle jar appears. The universe is like, you can stop now. Here's a pickle jar.
Here. Mercy. So I guess the last thing we really need to cover here, because we saw more of the gamepad and how it was being used, and we expressed how we felt about that, and then we talked about the price points a bit and whether or not that affected us personally. Instead of us being asshats who pretend we know much about the market, instead of me talking to these two asshats who don't know much about the market, no, I'm just kidding. Let's go ahead and just... Are you excited for the launch, Aggro? How do you feel about launch?
I, for the first time, felt like, maybe I'll get this Nintendo console. Well, that was really weird. Did I just think that? I want to know more about that Wii TV thing. I also want to know what asshole is responsible for putting 2 eyes at the end of everything. Like it's goddamn Bizarro Apple.
Yeah.
So, Bob?
I guess I'm excited for the launch a bit. I mean, I'm getting it. But...
First world problems. I guess I'm excited for the launch. I'm getting it, so...
It's more that thing of... I don't know what that's launch yet. Like, they haven't announced that.
Yeah, what I'm hoping for at launch is that, like, tomorrow they'll announce that they're making a totally baller-looking Zelda game for the Wii. And then they'll put it off, even though it's done, for like a year and a half, to launch it on the Wii U. I'll buy the Wii U to play that Zelda game and be a smug bitch. It'll be great.
Have you become Bizarro Aggro? Because you want to buy the next version of a Zelda game that got launched on 2 platforms.
It's sort of like the Wii. The Wii is. You remember that level in Echo the Dolphin where there were like rivers in the sky?
Yes.
It's like that. It's a dark river in the sky of shitty, like awesome Zelda game crammed into shitty motion control. I'm falling out the other side here. It's a dark reflection of I have to wait for that Zelda game to get out of motion control and back into the light.
You haven't played Skyward Sword, have
Yeah, no,
you?
I hear that's fucking awesome because
Yeah.
it was designed for motion control.
Yeah, which is why it's fucking awesome. Man, we should really play Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
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 But we should do a Let's Play of Lair.
Do we have to do a Let's Play of Lair?
Yeah, we'll just quit halfway through and be like, and that's the end for us. Because we just don't give a shit. I'm excited for launch because it's new hardware. I'm excited to see the way the menus works. Check out what the hardware is capable of. Play Mighty Switch Force HD on the Wii at launch. Wii U at launch.
Is that Wii U only?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that game entirely.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing.
I'm actually kind of excited about that.
I keep hearing like, oh, it's exclusive to the Wii U. I'm like, what? Why is it? Oh, right. I keep having to remind myself Nintendo made a console this time and not some weird thing.
Yeah. Here's my thing with Way Forward. I love them, right? I'm fucking. I heard that Wii U is getting Mighty Switch Force HD, and we knew more about that before we knew a good bit about Double Dragon Neon. So I was a little hurt. I was like, oh, guys, I don't own a 3DS. I want to buy Mighty Switch Force. I played this shit out of Bob's. I'm a schmuck. I want to give you my money, but I don't have a platform to get it for. Why are you doing this to me? Then I played Double Dragon. I'm like, those Wii U fans are getting this? You fucking shitting me? This is Double fucking Dragon Neon.
I really hope we get a date for Wonderful 100. Like, I'm hoping that's in the, like, I think they said it's in the launch window. I hope it's close to launch, because that's going to be my first, like, full excited to play.
And back to that point you said earlier of the, like, you buy a Nintendo console at launch because eventually there will be a badass Mario and a badass Zelda. It used to be that there was a badass Mario at launch. Now there's just a Mario, kind of.
God, I hate the new
that.
Super Mario Bros. In general. I went back and played both of the older ones. I hate those games.
Yeah, I mean, the Wii one's good for multiplayer.
Yeah,
that's it. The DS one I've always hated.
I like it.
I know you like it, you fucking slut.
The new 3DS one feels like it plays better.
Really?
Yeah, it actually feels more like a Mario game.
What?
Like they got the physics a little bit more accurate to how Mario should feel.
In the
3DS one. Yeah.
Why didn't we do a quick play of that?
I don't own it.
How'd you get to play it?
That's my job.
Steal it?
The display is like pretty well put in.
Oh! Starts playing that music from The Matrix when Morpheus rips the handcuffs apart. Oh! Rips it straight off the counter. And then Brock's just standing there. Bob, what the fuck are you like?
Now I'm imagining that scene with Reggie.
Yeah.
His body is ready.
He could totally rip apart handcuffs, that guy. Because his body is Reggie Gygas. But, okay. I think we covered this. GigaBoots.com will cover the Wii U launch If you want us to... which basically means I'm going to film Bob sitting in a line.
Like it's a live stream at midnight, but we're all sitting here. Like, shit. I knew we forgot to go do something.
God damn it.
GigaBoots, shut up and watch it.
Should that be our slogan?
That was from School by Report, no.
Oh, okay. Damn. I wish we knew more about the launch titles, just so I could be like, okay, here are the games we're going to cover, guys.
Don't have the launch list yet.
They've confirmed those two. The Mario, whatever, Wii U, what? Yeah.
New Super Mario Bros. U.
And
Nintendo Land.
And the
I mean, I'm interested in Nintendo Land, but now that I know it's not coming with your system,
right,
we're kind of fucked on covering that.
I'll try and get it somehow. Not buy it.
Oh! Rips out the Wii U display.
Wow.
Robert, you're fired.
Again, you keep doing that.
You just keep... and then you're like, oh! And you rip off your manager's head. And I'm like, this isn't like the Matrix at all!
Clearly Bob's a vampire. His manager ripped his own head off.
Wow.